Good afternoon, it's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and I am at the Love's Truck Stop in Salt Lake City, Utah, set up and ready for my delivery tomorrow, which is less than 3 miles away. And so I'm very pleased with that progress of the leg. I'm in shower room number 4, you can probably see there behind me. And I've had a nice hot shower, got a nice bowl of hot water in front of me. Let's do the equipment for today. We're using the second Filarmonica razor that I've got. It's a nice 13. Whoops, what's all that? What is all that? Anyway, we'll take that out later. Filarmonica 13 sub Cero, and got a Shopton glass 30,000 grit edge finished up on there, and I've got 4 of these. I say these, the Filarmonicas, and they're just all lovely razors. For our soap today, we're continuing with the Candre Agrumes. I looked that up last night. It just means citrus fruit, all that means. And I've got the jar soaking in some hot water, and I'm going to pour that off here right now, and I'm going to that's nice. And for our for our brush, we're using a Elite razor. I don't know if you can see that. Elite razor, 2-band Manchurian white. I looked it up on the internet this morning, and that's how he classifies it. I believe his name is Robert over there. He's a nice guy. I've talked to him 3 times, and when I was doing some things with the knots, and I'm going to go light on the circular motion, see how much. Right there, that's where we're going to stop it. And we're going to see how I can always put more on. I'm a little anxious, I'm a little flummoxed. I was met with rudeness coming into the Love's, into the shower room, and it set me off. And I don't like being treated that way. Because when you start treating me that way, I'm going to give it right back to you. But it sets me off. It doesn't do anybody any good like that. And I know for a fact, because I've called Love's customer service enough over the last 10 years, that they have no time limit on the shower rooms. Anywhere, in the United States, in any of their locations. It makes no sense, because some people take more, some people take less time to do, and everybody's got their own priorities too. It's just, and the guy met me with a smart ass attitude. I told him I was going to be in here. As a courtesy, I told him that I would be in here for 2 hours. I asked him for an extra towel, which they're always obliging to do. And I told him I would be in here for 2 hours, and he said, well, I'll check on you in 1 hour. And I said, no, I wish you wouldn't. Because I'll be in here for 2 hours, and I like my privacy and solitude. And of course, it degenerated from there. And so I'm going to hope that the straight razor will be a nice calm down from all of that, because why tell me something that I know blatantly is false, because I've called on it and checked on it too many times.
Well, this went red on you. Don't worry,
So there's that. And I expect a knock on the door in about 30 minutes. Are you done yet? passcode wouldn't work, so I did ask for his help to get into the room, and then he canceled out the passcode, which means he canceled my shower, but he gave me the shower. And not 2 minutes after that, somebody comes walking in with a different passcode, a female, by the way. And the door, as you see behind me, as it opens up, it has a straight line of sight into the privacy area of the shower. There's no privacy in this room. And that don't please me, as you might imagine. And I've got something else to rant about. But let's get started. Now, I'm not an expert on these things, and there's not much of an encyclopedia that you can go to, but Cero has something to do with the forging process, and they use a freezing and that's all I know. I know there's so many different kinds of things, and somebody who would write an encyclopedia, a genuine, bona fide encyclopedia, would do, our niche of the world, they would do a marvelous service. And the other thing I want to rant about,
Customer 95, your shower is ready. Please proceed.
I made mention in my last video, which happens to be number 130, because the ambient music was coming loudly enough that it could be heard and understood and picked up by the recording, and I made the comment then that I hope I don't get some kind of blacklist on YouTube. Sure enough, I got a copyright warning, which is like the second one in 2 weeks.
Customer 95, your shower is ready.
A second one in 2 weeks, and I checked before I came in. I've got about 50 views on that, and within 48 hours here lately, for the last 3 or 4 months, I've been getting 150, 200, maybe 300 views in the first 48 hours. And I'm throttled back. I use the word throttled back. Have they done something to limit my exposure? I don't know. But I want to say this for YouTube, and I hope they listen to this. I'm not trying to be overly critical, but maybe a little critical, that when you have no control over the environment, we have no control over the ambiance in which you're operating, like I am here in somebody else's bathroom, the stores, and they pipe in the music, and then and you're recording an event, like shaving event. What if it was something else? What if it was a sewing, some grandma doing a quilting event. And she got throttled because that's just ridiculous. And I know they got automated AI bots that monitor all this stuff, but it's just aggravating. And I don't know enough about YouTube and the rules and policies, how to appeal this stuff and get them to, oh yeah, we understand.
Customer 96, your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 1.
So if you're watching me on YouTube, I say thank you and welcome. Hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, the corner picked it up there. The corner of the razor got my lip. And then once you've hit the like and subscribe there on YouTube, go on over to the Shaving Candre, www.shavingcandre.com. Set up an account, join the conversation, and you'll have a good time. If you have a YouTube channel and you do shaving videos, you can post them up over there as well. And it's just a good, it's a good group of fellas. The ones that I call out regularly, which I'll do here in a minute, it's a good group of fellas. We have our Sunday Zoom calls. Do silly stuff, talk about all kinds of stuff that is of interest to those that are in attendance, and we have a good time. We have a good time. Are you noticing the the lather with just a little bit that I took off the jar, it's doing quite well. Did I say it was the 24th of August, 2022 at about 1:25 when I started? I think I forgot to say that. And came over Interstate 80, spent the night last night in Wamsutter, Wyoming. Today was a short day, 4-hour drive. Looks like I got myself again. Let that be a lesson. Don't shave when you're angry. Or worked up, emotionally worked up. Anxiety. Urgh. Got a nice citrus scent going on. Smells good. So my delivery appointment's at 0900 tomorrow morning. If all goes well, they'll have me out of there in 2 hours, 11 o'clock. And then the back haul, or the second leg of the journey, I've got to go get washed out. And that's close here to the same location. I talked to the dispatch manager yesterday on these loads. He's run these loads several times, and I said, well, how long do the... I said, what's your experience on the turnaround time that Koala Wash gets these tankers washed and out of there? And he said, I seem to, about 2 hours, he says. They'll get right on it. They'll take you as soon as you drop the trailer. And that's all good. So they'll put me out at 1,300, and then it's a 4.5 approximately hour drive down to Cedar City on Interstate 15, almost straight south. Of Salt Lake City. Now, the interesting thing about this trip, I made mention in the last video, I think, about the 3 clocks that I'm up against when I stopped early and did the shower and shave in the middle of the driving day. Is having an 1,800-mile run for the second leg. That's going to start pushing in on my 70-hour clock. 70 hours in 8 days is what I am legally entitled to run, and I'm going to be pushing up against that. And I may very well need to stop and do what's called a 34-hour restart. Sit in a truck stop 34 hours, that way I get a fresh 70 hours. Because come to find out, they got a third leg after the Dayton, Ohio. I'm supposed to go drop the empty trailer at the terminal yard in Cincinnati. We have a satellite yard there. And they may have a third leg for me to bring back to the south somewhere. And that's always the interesting part, way undisclosed. Well, it's feeling very nice. So When I stopped here, I had about 41 hours left on my 70 coming up out of Houston. I'll have a couple of short days. Well, I'll have a short day tomorrow with only a local delivery and a local washout, and then a 4.5 hour drive down to, and so we'll call that, let's just call that 37 hours. But that's hardly enough, barely enough to get to Ohio on. So we'll see what happens, but I've got to estimate, so I'm going to go ahead when I make my trip planning, I've got to calculate in a 34-hour restart. So when I report back, when can you make it there, they will say to me, because it's an open delivery, when can you make it there? I will have calculated in those 34 hours for a restart and have a, so we shall see how it plays out. Could you hear that music playing in the background? Paul McCartney and Wings. I heard it, and if I can hear it, I wonder if the YouTube police are going to sting me on that.
Customer 98, your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 2.
Holding the razor very lightly, very delicately in my hand. Little, there's very, very little pressure coming across that chin. My lather's getting a little thin. I still got a head shape to do, so I think what I'm going to do is put a few more strokes on here. Whoops. Not many strokes. What? Not even 10 seconds. And got a nice head of lather going again.
Customer 99, your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 7.
Yeah, very nice. Well, we're getting a little bit more blood than we usually do. But I don't wear a white shirt to work, so I guess I'm okay. No, really,
Your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 5. Customer 1.
All right, well, now you have that one.
Is ready. Please proceed to shower 5.
I've been listening to some of that conversation outside my door. One thing I heard that was of interest was that he said that the codes have been messing up all week. So, oh, the struggles in life on the road. All right, let's rinse it off and see what we got. We're at 43 minutes. I'll probably go ahead and do the head shave. I got to thinking about it last night, and I watched that last video all the way through, and it was seamless, and it was just an hour and 2 minutes. So somewhere or another, I'm making up for loss, or my shaves were running at an hour and 10 minutes. Now I can get a full shave and a head shave in an hour and a couple minutes. So. Now what I'm doing there is I'm just wiping my blade off on my hand. All right, moving on to the head shave. We use the Filarmonica Cero for the face shave right there. Gonna fold that up, put it in the little leather carrying case, and I'm going to pull out the union razor that I will use for the head shave. Open it up, lay it on the towel. Now I got plenty of lather to go ahead and get the head going here. Get some hot water on that. I always put my excess lather back onto the brush, and I recycle my lather back into the shaving process. I've never had a problem with that. I don't know what others may think about that. This is one of the reasons why I value the shower and shave so much at the end of the day, is that it relaxes me, it calms me down. There's a lot of stress on the road, watching the traffic, watching the knotheads pull in front of you. You know, driving a truck is not as easy as it looks. It's not like driving a car down the road, even on a road trip. Maybe more so like a road trip for a motorist, because even unless they're really paying attention and they've been schooled, the motorist that is, the average motorist, unless they're really paying attention all the time, you've got to drive for the other guy and you've got to drive for yourself, because there's so much riding on it for the truck driver. That's his livelihood. And it don't take but one or two mistakes and you're gone. You've lost your career. And that's why there's one of the reasons why there's such a high turnover in truck driving. I got to get up close to the mirror on this one. Okay, I see my line. Yeah, I might have omitted that move. That's all right. It grew back. You know, that's one of the things I find so fun about this, is that, especially the head shave, is that you cut it too short, you cut it too long, you can change it. It'll grow back. I didn't say at the beginning of the video, but I've got about 48 hours. When I stopped there at McPherson and took that early shave, that was about 1 o'clock. McPherson, Kansas. Okay. Get some hot water on the back of my neck so I can shave the back of my neck, and we'll be done. We're at 54, almost 55 minutes. Got a little bit of lather here on my hand, take it back here. Lather don't have to be thick on the back of the neck, it just needs to be slick. Dry my hands. one of the things that didn't help me with YouTube on that last video was I turned off the fan because it was right above my head. The fan here is across and behind me by the door on that wall. And I don't know if that's muffling out any of the sound of that music, but I can hear that music for me, I can hear that music. I felt a little bit of whiskers under my ear there, so I went ahead and got that little spot right there. Looks like I came all the way down to here. That's all right. All right, wipe the razor, dry it off. We're done. The only thing remaining is the alum block. We're using Osma alum block. Not bad. Very nice, as a matter of fact, for the shave. Let's put the oops, knocked over my brush. Do a preliminary rinse on it. Get some cold water running. Get the hot water running again. Okay, that's it. Let me wipe off the water and the alum. I kind of like the alum on the face, the little sting that it gives. And with that, I'll say thank you for watching, and hopefully we don't have any problems with YouTube getting it out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you down the road.